Good morning, everyone. This is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my monthly 3D Thursday class. I'm going to give it a few more seconds for everyone to join in, and I'll make a few announcements while I'm waiting. My hostess code for the month of October for everyone that places orders online. Make sure you put this alphanumeric number in the checkout box when you check out, and you'll be entered into a drawing. You'll be able to earn some free products from me. The drawing that I'm talking about is this month, the Share What You Love embellishment kit. This is brand new, has never been opened, full of beautiful embellishments for anyone that places orders with me. And that includes Paper Pumpkin customers. Your name will be entered into my drawing. And then finally, my card kit for the month of October. For anyone that places orders with me online, you'll get a free card kit. This is a split panel card fold. Cute little reindeer on there. And the only thing you would not receive, because it's against Stampin' Up! Policy, is the sentiment that's stamped on the top. Okay, so for today, my 3D project, I can see everybody coming on. Hello, everyone. I had a lot of requests to do a video showing you how I created my little gift keeper that I had done during my bingo event for my local customers. As you can see, I don't have one because I gave them all away, but this is just a little keeper that I created, and I had put some gifts in there for them, some real red glimmer paper, some toll tiding sampler of designer paper, some jingle bells. But today what I'm going to do, I made a different one, and I actually created it as a card keeper. So it's the exact same size, and then you just open up the ribbon. And then I made some cards to coordinate, 3 identical cards. And then I also included 3 identical the designer paper to match the cards on 3 envelopes. And then you just tuck these in, and you can present them for a gift, which would be perfect for a Christmas gift for anybody that doesn't know what to purchase for a gift for someone special. So I'm actually using the woven earlooms bundle. I'm using the stamp set. I'm also using Delightful Day, just the sentiment up here that says just a little something for you. I'm also using the earlooms frames and dies, which is the oval and the oval embossing. And lastly, to complete the bundle is the Woven Threads Designer Series paper. You can see all of the beautiful patterns here. And most of these patterns include the 5 new ink colors for this year. So this paper is fabulous to play with because you have so many coordinating colors to go with it. So first thing I'm gonna do to start out, we're going to do this in 3 steps. The first thing is going to be the card keeper itself. So on the sample I showed you, I used the purple posy. Isn't it exciting that the ink is finally here and you guys can order and use the ink now? That's what I used here in the center. But for my project today, I'm going to use terracotta tile. What's great about this project, it uses a full sheet 8.5 by 11 cardstock piece. You don't need to cut it. On the 11-inch side, you could need to score twice, 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. So you can see that I made those 2 lines. Now we're going to turn it over, and we're going to score at 6 1/2. So 3 score lines, and that's it. Very, very simple. And the only cutting we're going to do, you can see where all of the 3 score lines intersect. You're just going to cut that off, that little rectangle. And what I did to make it a little easier for the folder to close, I actually cut this at an angle. So I'm just going to go from the bottom and make it skinny towards the top. So you got 2 angled pieces. So look how easy this is. So easy. Now we're going to fold on the score lines. So you've got 2 score lines here in the center. That makes it look like a book. Next, I'm going to open up, so this is the inside where the flaps are folded in. I'm going to bring in some tear and tape. Now I am going to use my grid sheet. I want to use the bold line that goes across the center. So I'm going to position that right there. And, whoops, let me go get that back in place. What I want to do is continue to the bold line all the way to the other end, and that makes it nice and straight. Next, I'm using the terracotta tile scallop linen ribbon, and I'm almost out. I'm going to leave about 6 or 8 inches on the end. So let's see, I'm going to cut it about there. So let me measure that. I didn't actually measure when I did it. So there's 16. So it's about 32 inches long. Now I'm going to remove the backing from the tear and tape. I'm going to find the center of my ribbon, and I'm going to press that in place. Whoops, I didn't press down on it. Okay, so you can see how easy that was. So there's my folder. Now we're going to add a couple layers of cardstock. Let me see if I can tuck the other one in here so you can see. I don't know if it'll give me enough room to play. So layer number 2 is Whisper White, measuring 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I actually glued this one in place with dimensionals. And because I have the height of the ribbon in the middle, I'm not going to add any in the middle. So that's all I'm going to do is add 6 of the dimensionals. Oh, I just noticed my little rhinestone moved. This one keeps falling off. I think I'm going to have to add some glue underneath it. I just hope it doesn't fall off and I lose it. Okay, so we're going to glue the white layer right in the center. Next, I have a piece of the designer paper, 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place with snail. So you can see that this pattern itself has all 5 of the in colors, so you could do any background color for your folder. Now we're going to do the oval part. Now let me move my rhinestone. I am going to have to add a little bit of glue to the back of that. Okay, I'm going to bring in my Big Shot machine. We're going to have to use it twice. And I have a piece of terracotta tile measuring 5.5 by 4 1/4. So this die, you have to cut out the die shape first. I'm going to do the oval. And then so what I'm using is the magnetic platform and the, I can't remember what this is called, the other platform. Now I'm going to bring in my regular platform and our new cutting plate. Now I found the easiest way, and I don't usually have to tape this down, is to position my oval. And I look at it on the back side because some of the cardstock is a little bit wider than the embossing itself. So I position that there, and you can use washi tape if you want. So I'm just making sure that it's nice and centered over the oval. Whoops, I'm moving everything here. Now what's neat about this oval, look at the nice oval that it cuts out in the center that you can use for another project. So make sure you hold on to those. And even the frame part, you could use this as a frame once you cut out your oval. So now let me bring this back in so you can see how pretty the embossing is. And you can actually use the embossed side or the debossed side. Either one is fine. I chose to use the deboss side on this one. And, oh, I actually glued it flat. Now, the oval that was cut out in the center, I actually am using it on my project today. Sometimes what you can also do is do two colors, so you have the white on the inside or a lighter or darker color. But I'm choosing to use the same one that I cut out. I'm using terracotta tile ink on terracotta tile cardstock. So just a little something for you. And then I have this little scrolly, filigree, flowery image that I put on the bottom. So pretty simple. And again, I'm going to add liquid glue. So the folder part is really easy to assemble once you got all your pieces cut out and scored. Okay, that goes right there. Now I'm going to bring in some rhinestone, Noble Peacock rhinestone jewels. And because we have, we don't have an orange color in this, I'm actually going to add the blue because we do have some blue in the background. So I'm going to add 3 on the bottom. And then 1 on the top. Okay, so there's the folder. Pretty easy, very little steps. And I know you guys can do this, and I would love to see your projects. So now let's move on to the envelopes. Now I've gone ahead and done 2 of them ahead of time, so you can see how pretty the flaps are when you add designer paper to coordinate. And all you do is add snail to your flaps. Make this even with the fold of the flap. And then all you do is trace around the envelope with your scissors. Not trace, but cut. You know what I mean. Use it as a pattern. Very easy. And this is a good way to use up the scraps from your designer papers. Okay, so there's how easy the envelopes are. So I've got 3 envelopes that I'm going to tuck inside. Next, we're going to work on the 3 cards. And I kind of just intermingled all of the designer papers and the cardstock pieces. So I've gone ahead and cut out the largest oval from the stitch-shaped dies. These are terracotta tile. And then this is the scalloped oval from the scalloped dies. This one measures 3.5 inches across. So I have 3 different colors for the scalloped oval and then 3 of the terracotta tile. Now I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And all I did for the designer paper, now this measures 4 by 5 1/4. All I'm going to do is trim off 1 1/4 inches. And then I flip it over on the card front. So 1 1/4 inches. I'm going to do that 3 times. And then I have 3 card bases that are the thick Whisper White, measuring 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So let me go ahead and fold all 3 of these. So again, wouldn't this make a lovely gift for someone? And one of you guys can actually receive this from me. You guys all know what you're supposed to do. I'll pick a name tomorrow. So now I'm gluing the designer paper back in place with the opposite pattern on one side. So there's card number 1. And I added 3 cards to this, but I think you could actually maybe fit a few more in the folder. And these would make great hostess gifts for those of you that do gifts for, if you do workshops for your customers, door prizes for your events. Okay, last one. Now I've gone ahead and cut out 3 pieces of ribbon that measure 4 inches each. And I'm going to use tear and tape. It's a lot easier to just use the tear and tape. I love that you can just press down on this to get it in place and then rip off the end. So easy. You can just tear it off with your finger like I'm doing, or you could use scissors. And I usually use my bone folder to burnish it so that it warms up the glue and it makes the backing come off a little easier. Okay, there's one. I'm going to do this right away so I don't lose my, end up having something else glued to this. See how easy it comes off when you burnish it first? Now if I can grab it, I'll be all right. This is a brand new paper piercer. I just need to fold this over just a tad. There's number 2, one more. You guys are being patient. Okay, so there's my third one. So there's the beginnings of my 3 cards. Now let's see, I just need to figure out what color I'm gonna put where. I went dark on this because of the dark spots in the bottom portion. I think I'll use this one. No, I'm gonna flip that around. Okay, so now what I need to do is actually stamp the sentiments. Now there's 2 sentiments in the stamp set. One says prayers and heartfelt sympathy are with you and your family. So I'm going to do one of those. The next one says wishing you a day of love and joy. And I'm going to do 2 of those since we have an odd amount. And then we need dimensionals. And I am almost done with my project. Now I might be back on tonight. I'm trying to schedule my paper pumpkin assembly. So look for an announcement on my Facebook page. I'm going to try to go tonight at 7, and if not, I'll do it tomorrow night. There's number 2. So aren't all of the 5 in colors? They're just beautiful coordinated together. So now all I've got left to do is to glue the ovals in the center, and then we'll package up the little card keeper ready to give out as a gift to someone tomorrow morning when I pick a name. Okay, now let me bring in, so I've got the envelopes tucked in already. I'm going to add the cards right there, fold this over, and I think my ribbon might be a little too long, but I can cut it anyway. Yep, it is a little too long. It's better to have a little bit more ribbon than what you need, that way you can trim it the way you want. Okay, so let me trim this at an angle. And then we've got the other one that I made ahead of time. And let me see if I can bring that all out so you can have a visual of the keeper, the envelopes, and then all 3 cards. So what do you think? Do you guys like the project? And if you decide not to go with cards as a card keeper, like I showed you at the beginning, you can always add designer paper, glimmer paper, little gifts inside to give out. So I hope you enjoyed my project for today. Thanks so much for joining me for 3D Thursday. And I hope to see you guys tonight or tomorrow with my paper pumpkin assembly video. Have a good day, everyone.